All right, and we should now be live on the tubes of Eunice for the replay of Hero Report number. I don't know, it's a whole lot of numbers. We've done these for quite some time, and the date today is February the 16th, 2022. And I got a bunch of things that I want to cover with you guys today. And what's really going to be important about today's meeting is that you guys who are here with us live are the core, and we're going to want your feedback on a number of things. And those of you who get to watch later, we need your feedback as well, because there's a lot of things that there's some decisions need to be made, and we want to do what's best for the community, and depending upon you guys to help us facilitate that. So first things first, though, a bit of surprise good news. I say surprise, long overdue good news. The guys at Entrepot got their act together, and the Sur Singularity cards have dropped to those who completed various collections of Series 1 on Entrepot. So you were to have received a card for each variation that you had collected all 40 of. So this is the common variation with the nameplate. This was the epic variation. I know that there are others. I need to get the numbers. This is the uncommon without the nameplates on it. So need to see who else, how many of them were dropped. I need to get those numbers for them just because I'm curious. They've been swamped over there, and I have done my best to keep on them to get these dropped, and they finally fulfilled. I'm afraid that blockchain heroes are a little tarnished over there on the ICP chain. I think if we had delivered quickly on this drop, we might have been able to move into a second edition, but I don't know how that would go over now. I'm just not really sure. I'm curious, out of those of you who are here, type into the chat if you bought packs on ICP. Hi, Sir Lord Travis. I see you.
Hola. I bought packs on ICP.
Yeah. BitLord, I see you.
I bought way too fucking many, actually, probably. But it was cool. I like the variations over there. It was fun.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else? I mean, it's operating on a different chain, and so it takes an effort to get ICP to be able to purchase over there. I know there's still packs on the secondary markets. I know I've got some unopened ones as well.
Jimmy only buys Splinterland stuff. He's a Splinterland. He should change his name to Jimmy Splinter.
You listened to ICP back in the day in Wax BCH. Let me go over to Entrepot. Let's just take a look here.
Y'all a bunch of juggalettes. That's an ICP joke.
That's a new set right there. So in the marketplace, we're probably way down here now. There's probably not been a lot of volume. The floor has actually gone up a little bit, interestingly enough, just for what reasons, I don't know. It got as low as 0.04 ICP. It's 0.095 now. For those who missed, these are the Series 1 characters that were reimagined with new variations, with the exception of one variation, and that was,
and then basically all the cards except common had no nameplate and no branding, right. So they were all sort of more artsy from the traditional ones. These are all commons right here. That was sort of like the comic book version.
Let's see if I can go up to the next, kick it up a notch.
So here. Think about that though. The commons, for the price of these commons, like when an ICP is worth $25 and this is like 0.2 for a common, like that's like $5.
So you can see the uncommons are basically what we call classic art, that are the images with, I don't know why it's showing up like that. It should show the whole card there. That's a weird display thing. The images without any nameplates at all. And then let's jump ahead a few more here. That should take us to the rares, which were basically the Da Vinci's with some more sharply defined lines and without the nameplates. There's our beloved Renegade. So you can see the price on this right now, $5.25 for one of these. And then up from there would have been the epics, and that was the blueprint. Let's see where those start kicking in. No blueprints yet. I'll jump way up here. That way we'll see epics, legendaries, mythics, and hopefully secrets. Secret, I got a secret. There's a blueprint right there. It's epic. And there's some more of them. The legendaries were the shockwave variation, again, without the nameplates. I'm going to jump way ahead here and see if we can find those.
Yeah, the blueprint epic did come out pretty good. I don't know. I don't know of us who likes blue. Joel hates blue. He never wears blue. I never wear blue.
I wear blue all the freaking
I
time.
hate blue. Zach wears violet. It's a kind of a violet pastel.
It's more lavender.
I'm actually wearing pink right now, but all of the blue coming off of my screens is purpling it.
Purpling it up. I got you.
You got purple. Yeah, you can see the legendary shockwaves right there. And then if we
I actually love those without the nameplates on there. It's like
I do too.
They pop beautifully.
I do too. I think the nameplates are really important on the first series that we did, introduce the characters, but you know, so many people just appreciate art on NFTs now that they look really cool. Okay, you can kind of see the mythics are the smoke version right here. So, you know, if collecting them over there is something you want to do, you can find them on entrepot.app. And, you know, we'll see where this goes in the future. There's, you know, 2678 volume in secondary market is about $64,000 in secondary market volume. But since we launched ours, there are so many sets on here now. Like all you got to do is look at the marketplace and you could see how many are launching, and it's grown quite a bit. It's a great chain. In fact, Travis and I recently signed as advisors for this chain because we really believe in them as a decentralized chain. It's
a whole ecosystem, man. And it's like, what happened with ICP whenever they launched? You know, there's a couple of exchanges that were basically pumping up the price, and then they shorted it to crash the price. And then they use that money to pump up Solana. And then Solana's really been, we were going to launch a project on Solana, but after they had their DDoS, their hack, and how congested they were, it was nearly impossible to launch a smart contract. So we had to redo everything and launch it on Polygon. So Solana is like not as good as they think people are saying it is, in my opinion.
And we're not as funny as we think we are.
That's true. And we're not nearly as but we're more handsome than we think we are, so that's good.
Probably, and more humble.
Very humble. I am way more humble than I am.
Yeah. Okay, here's another update for you. This is from Quid. Had a conversation with them this week. If we go to all-time top brands on Quid, look at this.
What?
We're ahead of Star Trek and Rick and Morty.
Wow,
we've done blockchain heroes.
That's incredible.
More volume.
Man, that's a slide. That's a screenshot for a slide presentation, isn't it?
Yeah, we've done more than Disney. And look at this. That doesn't include that Stonk Wars is its own thing.
Oh,
so
wow.
35,000 in Stonk Wars on top of this puts us almost to Atari, right? Because that's almost 200 grand. So
yeah, think of those sales, 42,000 of those, what, 15,000 of the other ones? That's 50,000+ sales. Like, yeah, that's a lot overall.
So people are waiting right now for the opportunity to mint their mintables. And we're getting closer. We're getting closer. So there are variations of Series 1, Series 2, and Stonk Wars in here that are not in the current wax collection.
Because they took it away, but whenever the artist did that art, they never fully did the full background. So there he is standing there. They did a background around the guy.
Oh, that's an error card.
That's a weird thing.
Look at how cheap, like on Quid, because their ecosystem is so different. They're not used to doing blockchain. All of their collectibles are just within the app. And so they sell them for fiat within the app. This is a legendary number 21.
That's badass. Look at that.
Out of 200, and it's selling for $130, right?
Sold, yeah.
So any of the ones
but the low mint ones, Joel, the low mint ones on that, if you get like a number 1 mint or like lower number, those are normally really expensive, especially like the sports ball Panini cards, like all the Kobe Bryants and LeBron James that they don't make anymore. Oh, look at those. Those are beautiful.
So yeah, they've done some really interesting stuff. And if they have this little mint thing next to them, they are going to be mintable, and they are going to show up on wax in our official collection. Now they've got some work to do for them to get there, and we're going to be helping them to do that, but they're working out the tech on their side. And I think the way it's going to work probably is, for example, this, let me pick one here, Master Control, the laser parallel. There are 1,000 of these. So what we'll probably do is, from our official collection, this will go in the Stonk Wars collection. We will pre-mint 1,000 of them and put them into a wallet, probably that Quid will hold. And then when somebody chooses to mint their card from the Quid app to Wax, it will remove it from Quid and issue them the same mint number from the pre-mint collection to show up in their Wax wallet. But think of how many people aren't even going to do that because they won't set up a Wax wallet. They don't understand how it works. I think whatever these are, if they're mintable, they're going to be super rare on Wax, and they're going to surprise the people. Are going to be like, what the hell variation was that? I've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Check out this sketchy sketch right here. Scrivener sketch. So they're working on it. I'm waiting on them for some answers and for them to give me all the metadata and images that they created. They very much want to do Retro Rebellion. And I told them we're totally on board to do Retro Rebellion with you after you make the mintables that are now on on your app mintable. Like we're not doing any more until they have followed through on this. And so they're eager to do that for other reasons. Me just saying it on top of it is just extra reason for them to get busy, because they like the fact that their community really digs our IP, and we're number 4 all time. I mean, come on.
Shit, we do Retro Rebellion, and those are so badass. That, and you add up Stonk Wars, that's going to be number 3 and number 4.
Yeah,
or number 2, number 3, or number 2.
Yeah, I think we're really going to look at the top sale of all time. This res feed sold for $3,500. This and that's not even a mintable. That's a collector's edition. This light speed sold for $888. These are really cool too. These were award cards from Series 1.
Those are
this one
badass.
sold for $300. There's only 25 of each of these, so that's like that's between a legendary and a mythic, which is kind of where our original enchanted version was. I didn't realize they were going to call it the same variation as we had for cards we did in Series 1, but there you go.
Oh, that was an official one. They never saw that.
That is correct. They never saw that. So any questions on Quid? If you guys haven't downloaded the app yet, then go grab it and go play around with it. You know, fund it with $10 and go buy a few heroes off the secondary market, so just you can get the feel, and you could probably get some really cheap mintables because their community doesn't understand them yet.
Yeah, quit your bitching. Go get some.
Quit it. Damn it. Okay, so that's Quid. I'm checking that off the mark. Okay, next partnership. It's amazing how many different things we've gotten to do already. The next one was with Limpo. Let me log in. This is Quid is an Animoca brand, and Limpo is also an Animoca brand. And this is our first dabble with Polygon. Limpo.io is the site, lympo.io, nft.limpo.io. But you connect your wallet here, add Polygon to your wallet if you don't have it already. And if you go to the pools, you'll see the Blockchain Heroes pool right here in Polygon. And they sold basically what they called a mystery box. You would buy an NFT and out would pop, you know, either a common, a rare, an epic, a legendary, or a mythic. And like for the mythics, there was only 2 of each of them. And then they gamified it to say, all right, if you collected a villain legendary and a hero legendary, you'd pick to burn one, and that would lower the supply of those in the Limpo ecosystem and on the chain. And you would then get a different hero or villain. So if you had the Wild Wrangler and the Swarm and you burned the Swarm, then you would end up with the hero Cypherpunk. If you burned Wild Wrangler, you'd end up with the villain Zero Down in the same variation. In this case, that was epic. So automatically there's fewer of the reward cards than there are of the original ones. Well, they want to 10x this for the next set. They want to, their audience responded really well. It was a small test. They had about 500 or so collectors that were all in on this and bought out all the boxes. They want to have a lot more come in, and we're game. So we're exploring right now to see what that looks like. And they want to come up with some cool gamification ideas as well. See, there was only 2 res feed and 2 wizards. So if you had both of them, you'd get to play here and defeat one or the other and then get the new card. 500 of those, 3 of each of those, 50 of each of those, and 100 of these. And of course, they did the variations. They've come up with some cool stuff. Let me see here. I've got, this is my Limpo collection. I eat my own dog food here and I buy all of their NFTs. But they did some pretty cool animations to them. You can see right here what they did to Bro. They give some motion, some lighting effects. And then I burned, who did I burn? Where is my Zero Down? For some reason, it doesn't show up here in the wallet. I may have moved it to my other wallet. That could be why. So show of hands, who here took advantage of this collection? Can't remember the exact cost. You paid for them. The way Limpo works, let me show you this again, is you buy LYM token and you stake it to a pool. So for example, here's their athlete pool, and I've staked 15,155 LMT, and you earn credits every day. And then you use those credits to go in and buy the NFTs. And you can see the different rarities, they get more expensive. There's only 5 of their legendaries and it costs 220 credits. So like right now, there's only the common left of this pool player, only common of these. So, you know, people go in pretty quickly and spend their credits. And it was very similar with Blockchain Heroes, is you stake to the pool, and then once you have enough credits, you can spend them on a mystery box, a pack.
Looks like very similar to what Meme Token was doing, right?
Yeah.
Don't buy Meme, kind of.
Very similar. Yes, Sandbox is definitely coming. Will, you caught that. If you go to the page here under pools, you'll see Sandbox, and this is on Ethereum. But it says they're coming soon. We're packing the boxes. And this makes a lot of sense that there's a synergy with Sandbox and Limpo, because Sandbox is also an Animoca brand property, right? Animoca's taking over the world. Animoca is the closest thing we have now to like an EA on blockchain for gaming. Yatsu's just eating up everything in his path. He's really hungry. Nom, 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 nom. Any questions about that? Cool stuff. I agree. Okay, you guys are real quiet. The only way I know what you're thinking is if you either say something or type into the chat room. All right, let's talk about our planet. So, as you know, our planet had its day, and those guys are trying to revive the game. If they do, I think it's great for the Wax ecosystem, and they've worked on their tokenomics, and I don't know if it's going to work or not. But people are asking me if I've submitted blockchain heroes for staking. Well, turns out we don't submit anything. The community does, and you do it just by staking Aether. So if you go to governance, once you're logged in, and you scroll down, you'll see that automatically your Our Planet rigs and stuff, they're if they're staked, they're still in there. But the communities stake Aether to determine which collections are in the top 21. See, if we scroll all the way down here, you can see Mutant Warriors is the last one, Street Fighters 22 on standby. So right now, these and below are not earning any Aether. And of course, more collections could be onboarding soon enough. Some of y'all have already put Blockchain Heroes Aether there, and it's in the number 15 slot, meaning the daily pool is 600,000 Aether. And then a bunch of you have like tried to elevate Bitcoin Elite. So there's 3 collections here that are ours. Blockchain Heroes, Bitcoin Elite. It's right here at number 6, currently earning 1.6 million Aether in the pool each day. And the Upland collection is here, 1.1 million. So
wow, where are we? Where's Blockchain Heroes?
Blockchain Heroes are down here, number 15.
Oh, wow.
So if you guys want this to happen, what you do is you go in here and you vote, and you say, all right, I'm going to put in, what is that? 48 million, yeah. 48 million Aether. I have now voted towards the Blockchain Heroes set. And I don't mind voting with a bunch of Aether for all of these collections if that's what you guys want. We can certainly, yeah, I just bumped it right there just by doing that. I think we jumped up a spot maybe. So if you want to stake cards and earn Aether on Our Planet, that's how you do it. Now, is there anybody here who fully understands their plan with their farming and this RDAO auction things? Is there anybody that gets it? Because I found it really convoluted. Anyone? Bueller?
Yes, a little bit.
Okay. Do you want to try and explain it to us, Adam?
Yeah, sure. So there are a couple things that they've changed here. You've gone over the voting for collections. The top 21 are going to earn Aether. You can go ahead and restake your assets now, and they'll start producing.
Which, by the way, it says 0 under them, but they are producing.
Right.
Because I went in here to Bitcoin Elite and I staked my cards that I had, and it shows somewhere. Where does it show the amount that collection's earning?
It shows that how much it's earning on the main staking hub tab, and that's all based on its current positioning. The reward rate columns right after the name.
This is my okay, but that's for everybody. That's the whole pool.
Correct.
I'm earning between the few collections I have staked, including Our Planet, 120,812 Aether an hour. That changes probably every hour depending upon how many people are staking.
Right. The next big change they made with the staking limits. You start out with a 10,000 claim limit. I see you've already increased yours, Joel.
Yeah.
So what happens is if you have a very large balance that you haven't claimed in a while, you're pretty much screwed. They've been giving a bunch of warnings to go in and claim your stuff. My 2 sons are in a situation where they had a couple of rigs and they hadn't claimed in a while, and now they're in a if you claim an amount that's higher than the limit, say it's 10,000, then you only get 10,000 and the rest gets burnt. You can pay to increase your limit. It's fairly expensive, so you pay Aether. You can increase it up to a maximum of 5 million. That limit will decrease 1% every hour until it reaches 10,000 again. So they've made it a little complicated. They're basically trying to get everyone to burn Aether to make Aether more valuable. And this is one of the ways that they're doing that.
So there's two things there. One, you have to spend it to increase your limit, how much you can claim, because they want people coming every day and claiming. And two, if you claim more than your limit, it burns that.
Correct.
And three, my claim limit yesterday was 3 million something. Now you can see it's 2.7 million. Every hour it goes down by 1%. So right. What you put in to increase your limit gets eaten up as you're claiming. Now I haven't done the math on that to see if that's, worth it or not. I'm assuming it must be, otherwise there's no point in pursuing it at all.
The next thing to talk about, Joel, go into your Our Planet cards. No, on the staking hub.
These here.
Yeah. Let's see what you have staked for Our Planet. Do you have any?
I got a lot.
Do you have? Okay, this is perfect. So you have these NFTs that are earning Aether. So they have two things. They have NFTs of their like air, earth, and all the other minerals that you could find in the game, and then they have their rigs. The plan right now is that the rigs are going to continue to earn the value that's shown there, but the other stuff, the minerals, are not going to continue to earn that. You have probably about 4 days now to make a decision, and if you click on one of the ones at the top, Joel, I'll show you that decision that you need to make.
So maybe I'll take a crappy one here because this is only earning.
Well, they're all going to become crappy. So just, unstake that one.
Okay. So now if I've unstaked it, I go here and there it is.
Right.
Okay.
So now you have this option. You can either keep it or you can click on the Get APH, which stands for Aether per hour. So most people, and I've burnt all mine already, you convert that to ETH per hour. You notice up at the top there, Joel, you now have 25 ETH per hour, that little green thing.
Okay.
So that's going to be important in the next stage when we talk about the RDAO auctions. But in order to get the ETH per hour, you have to either burn those cards to get it, or burn the rigs.
So you're telling me there's no point in keeping these items?
They have a chart on how much they're going to get reduced, and that's a little bit confusing because the numbers don't necessarily match up. But like I hear the mythics are going to get reduced by 20 times or something. I don't know. You have to look at their Medium article to kind of calculate what they're going to earn. But the bottom line is they're going to earn a lot less than they're earning now. So the question is whether or not the ETH per hour scheme is going to be worth it to go into their auctions, which I think allows for like 120 days or so, which we'll look at next.
So the other thing, but the point is that none of these are really going to earn me much going forward, and either burn them for APH or put them on the marketplace as NFTs and sell them.
And I think the more you're earning now for them, the higher percentage of decrease you're going to get for it. So they're really going to devalue these suckers.
So unstake all of these and maybe put them on the marketplace and just be done with it. Because honestly, me personally, I'm not really going to play the game. I'll go in every now and then and claim, but it's just, the value of Aether is really small. So I don't know that it's worth my time to, I guess for me personally, it's not fun having to go in here and go, all right, how much do I need to spend to make more? And did I claim, always on my mind, having to claim
difficult
it.
And chat, like, doesn't make any sense. Like here I am, it's like, oh, I'm going to raise my claim limit to X amount. And it's like, oh, it's going to cost me double to freaking raise my claim limit. And then I was literally able to buy 20 million Aether for like 150 wax or something. So it's like, the math on that just doesn't even line up.
Well, I think the math ends up working out because you're able to, if you're generating a lot of Aether per hour, you're able to claim all of it every hour and instead of losing it. And when you do the calculations of how much you can claim and how often you'll be able to claim the larger amounts, you'll find what the break even is of having to pay that extra. But any way you slice it, you're paying Aether to be able to claim your Aether. So the value of being able to claim Aether is going down. But if you're earning a lot, it still does work out to pay up. So you don't have to come in every hour, maybe come in every day, or every 6 hours or something to claim your Aether if you really want to earn it.
So basically, you're just trading your Ether to get Ether per hour just to get RDAO as an end game, right? That's what you're really trying to get to.
Well, that's the next stage. Is there RDAO auctions, which you can every day they're going to have an RDAO auction where they're giving out 5,000 RDAO tokens, or 10 a day, but they split up 5 for Aether and 5 for APH. So you can enter the any day of the auction you want. Don't do it now. Don't do that, Joel.
Okay.
If
I was just going to throw away 1 million Aether.
Don't do that yet. So if you look, every day they're going to have an auction, and if you see the first day's auction is already entered, and a lot of people threw all their shit in the first day auction, and they ended up paying a shit ton of money because they didn't understand that that's what everyone's going to do. So if you look at the pools up at the top, what happened is actually the first line to the first auction that ended. We're on day 2 now, but the first auction that ended, you've got 1.4 million, or that's a 1.4 billion, right?
That's a million. That's a million.
That's a million. So that amount of Aether.
Which makes sense because I put in a million. That was the 0.66. That
was the price for one RDAO. You paid 1.4 million Aether, and for one RDAO you paid over 500 APH. So every day they're going to have this auction. You can join whatever day you want. So what I did is I looked at about 30 days and I just split mine across a 5-day period and said, hopefully I'll get what I get on those dates. I don't think playing the game in the first week and trying to get it all out makes a whole lot of sense.
All right, I'm gonna stop you there just because it's getting so intricate, and I would say if you guys want to do this, then go to Our Planet's Discord or their Telegram. For us, the main thing is our collections are in here right now. We're in the top 21 for Bitcoin Elite, Upland Collectibles, and Blockchain Heroes. If you want to stake your Aether to those collections, you click vote, put in as much as you want. If you choose to withdraw it, it's a 30-day withdrawal. Okay. And when you do, it removes it from the vote. So there's, this game theory here in terms of which collections want to be stakeable on Our Planet and which don't. Doesn't matter to me. We're looking at, how do we add value to our own collections in the future? But if that's what you want to do, then go for it. And if you have any questions, ask Adam, because he seems to have a really good handle on it. Yeah. Okay. So Zach, do you have any comments on any of this?
Well, I think that this is indicative of a reactivity in the play to earn space, and we're going to see a lot more of this because what's been going on with play to earn is as soon as a game property stops growing its user base, then the demand for everything that company is releasing and the demand for everything that is being produced by the users goes down, it crashes. And so the reason for why this is so convoluted is because every twist increases the entropy. It increases the action that you have to take in order to keep the economics running, which slows down the rate at which the stuff gets devalued. And I think that we're going to see a lot more of that as a lot of companies try not to fall into that trap that these initial ones have.
Good insight.
It's a trap.
Don't fall into it. Never get out. Okay. So we're going to have a family discussion here in a minute, but first I want to talk about Hero. that we are going to release as part of Retro Rebellion for those of you who have collected cards. Zach has ideated a new character that is very wax centric. And Zach, you want to tell about who it is, and then I'll show this character off.
Sure. So this character is a master of the wax strain of blockchain power specifically. And this shines through in the way that he synergizes the three subtypes of that power. And he has some interesting dimensional powers as a result.
And his name is
Wax Catastrophe.
It's not Jimmy.
Not Jimmy.
It's not Jimmy. It's Wax Catastrophe. And this is Wax Catastrophe right here.
Oh, that's meta.
Yeah,
it's like a card within a card.
Yeah, he's coming out of the card there. He's got the big W on his chest. He's got the three colors representing Wax P, Wax E, and Wax G. That are they like orbiting his hand, or is he just like kind of
they're like orbiting around his wrist?
Yeah. Very retro rebellion-y. We wanted to create something that was very wax centric because we love wax, and we know the community loves wax, and we think that this will be appealing to people who haven't necessarily collected Retro Rebellion. And the way that you're going to get this card, surprise, surprise, completing full collections of Retro Rebellion heroes and villains. There will be a common, uncommon, scarce, rare, epic, legendary card that can be claimed for completing full collections. 2 weeks time. I'm not going to set the exact date yet in time for it. We've got time for that, but we will be we'll give you a snapshot timestamp that you'll want to have all 20 heroes and all 20 villains from any variation in your wallet. And then this is the only way to get these. We will not be beyond the team who that is also not going to get extras. These are not going to be distributed any other way. So they're going to be the rarest of the cards. And we think with them being so wax centric that people are going to be like, wait, what is this cool badass wax? I mean, tell me there's a better looking wax character out there. I don't think there is.
It's not.
I don't think he exists, or she, or they, or Zer.
It's a he, she, there, they.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Does look like he's packing a little junk there.
Hey, you know what? I was going to make a comment, but then I opted not to, and then you did anyway. So that's great.
There's a slight error, and I've just notified the artist, which is the card actually has the placeholder text on it. It should say Wax Catastrophe on the card that he's coming out of. Oh, so we'll make that adjustment.
Okay. Yes, and then the variations will be true to Retro Rebellion for the common, the through epic, which includes the new epic grid and the scarce. What do we call the scarce? I'm drawing a blank.
The grid?
No, the epic was the grid. Scarce was uncommon were pixel. Scarce sunset. Thank you. The legendary will be the traditional shockwave legendary because we don't have the artists that did the legendary mythics and the secrets. However, we will mint one secret smoke, 2 mythic stars, maybe 4, and those will be dropped randomly to people who have completed collections. So after the drops are made for those who earned specific cards, will then randomize and drop the rarer ones to collectors.
Is Wax Catastrophe, is he going to get a song?
Only if you write it.
I don't know. I don't have one. Sorry.
Wax Catastrophe.
Wax Catastrophe. So you're not going to get a song.
Broke and you're not getting woke. It's Wax Catastrophe. No.
Suck it. You're not getting a song.
No song. So it'll be just your traditional legendary card. So again, figure 2 weeks time. So you guys can start putting together your collections, look at what you're missing, trade, hit the marketplace, what have you, and grab. Yep, there you go. The people are already. Multiple sets will not get multiple Wax Catastrophes. one per wallet. I think that's the easiest way to scan the chain to see who, because you either have them all or you don't. So, but I have no issues with you sending a full set to another wallet. Doesn't matter to me. Like if you've collected them and you want to spread them out so that you get multiple cards, a little bit of a pain in the ass, but could be worth doing it.
Do it.
So think about it. Think about it long and hard before you decide what to do. All right. Any questions about that?
Yep.
Have you any questions about the things we have spoken of so far? Hurricane Shane has no questions. You going to stash there, dude? What's going on? You fully stashed?
He's got a
You always had that
catastrophe.
stash?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it should
Just
be
got
all
the-
clean.
okay.
We only
Well,
need
you
to
were-
send
He's
it
got
in.
some stubbles.
Yeah, your stubbles.
Double. I got a double stash.
Nice. Okay, so let's talk about what happens next. Due to the lower than expected sales of Retro Rebellion and the market collapsing on that day, making for the absolute worst day that we could have possibly picked for a sale, we have to look at what we want to do with staking, with Ascension, and the future of the set. And Zach, I know you have a lot of thoughts about this. So if you want to help guide this part of the discussion.
Okay,
for it.
so here's just a hard and fast analysis of where we are measured up against the mechanisms that we intended to provide. The staking mechanisms was primarily focused on enabling Ascension. And the staking platform is still getting built. We still have our developer working on that. So the moat spawns will be stakeable, but we don't have anything else right now prepared to actually spend moats on. And then from the Ascension standpoint, we intended for the Ultra Blend to be this very difficult achievement. But we also, we were anticipating much more demand. So we were thinking, okay, people are going to be competing to make 20 Ascensions happen. And now 20 Ascensions is not going to happen according to plan, as it was according to plan. On top of that, Ascension is a significant effort from our part because it is an entire character plus collaborating with the person who earns the character. And, some people are easier to work with than others. Craig was very easy to work with.
And his card came out awesome.
His
Lord
card
Grimm
did
is
come out awesome.
fantastic. I mean, there he is right there above.
So, and then furthermore, Ascension was going to be enabled by the sales revenue from then selling a series of ascended characters combined with original characters. Now, for some context, it took us 7 or 8 months to do Retro Rebellion, and that came out in terms of the quality, obviously, but it's not a fast thing. It's very expensive, and now what's realistic needs to be re-examined. So that's where we stand.
Right, and so the other thing to look at with the Ascension is part of the deal was to be able to give a percent back, 1% of the revenue back to each of the 20 people who ascend. But I think the writing is on the wall. We created the most badass collectibles that Wax has seen. I mean, it's really, when you look at our legendaries with their own soundtrack and these mythics that are mini cinematics and the secrets that are their own show, you'd be hard pressed to find better, more creative NFTs. Our artists were just amazing with what they came up with, but people are not buying pure collectibles now.
And we're not blind either, because we saw the market shifting. We saw people demanding utility on everything, and we saw more and more and more collectible series flopping. And we said, you know what, we can be the exception to that because we were the OGs and we produce really damn good collectibles. But the tide has just turned, and the population does not want that. Only a very small and loving minority, the people that are here, want
Good
that.
thing we love minorities. Blockchain Heroes headquarters. So as much love as we put into these, and there was a lot, people they're looking play to earn. They want utility. They want their NFTs to do stuff. And I get it. We get it. So you might be right, Emilio. The tide might again turn. And these cards, these Retro Rebellion cards, which I think are, so cool, which we all love, are very rare. Like they're every card in that set is a rarer card than a rarity from any of our previous series. I think of commons, there's only a maximum of 800 of any one common, and it just goes down from there. There was like in First Strike, I think there was 2,500 of every common, just to give perspective. And in Series 1, 1,200 or so of every common. So that leads us back to a conversation that we've been having for well over a year, and that is producing a Blockchain Heroes game. So we are speaking with multiple potential partners about building a game. However, that partner would be somebody that would be taking on a big part of the project. Building the game itself is, also taking partial ownership of the property. And so we don't have any developments to announce yet on that front. But we're not in a position to just produce a game ourselves, neither time-wise nor financially. Zach is very heavily focused on Draco Dice, and Travis and I are advising other projects as well. And as you read from my Blockchain Heroes post-mortem, I'm topped out. And so we need a game developer partner. And we are speaking with some. In fact, we have 2 calls tomorrow with second calls with 2 of these potential separate partners that might want to take on Blockchain Heroes. And so the question then for you guys is this: do we, and I am definitely going to add bias in as I ask this question because I have specific feelings about it. Do we half-ass it with staking and ascension, or do we try to, which it will be half-assed? It just because there's not enough elements to stake, there's not enough purpose in staking them, and there's just not enough collectors to ascend to build a whole set. And if people aren't just buying collectibles, that means the revenue from that next set, we could probably expect more of the same. Everybody following me on this? So do we keep going down that same road just to put band-aids on this thing that's bleeding, or do we continue to patiently talk to different game teams and see if we can find the partner that says, yes, we love your IP because we think we have created the richest universe of characters on Wax. We have 140 heroes and villains now, each with their own unique backstory and purpose.
That's like Marvel Universe kind of shit. Like, not saying it, but it kind of is like, that's like more. Think about in a year and a half or 2 years, like not even 2 years.
Year and a half, yeah.
Dude, Zach is a monster. Like, he's a beast mode guy. Dude, and seriously, these NFTs on Retro Rebellion, these blow away, like those high-end ones, like Epic and Mythic, they blow away shit that's on freaking Ethereum. Like, they're unbelievable. Some of those, this is like there should be one of ones of those or something on Ethereum to see like what the price of those are, since they're so cool.
Okay, so I'm reading some of the feedback here. Tom says game. Let's see what else we got here. Do it right, and you already know what that is. CryptoPo, I'm assuming you're echoing back what I'm saying in terms of what's right. Snorky says do it right. I'm sure your partner can design a way to use reward existing Blockchain Heroes asset holders in the game. Oh, absolutely. The partners we're talking to, the first goal would be to pick probably Series 1 cards. Probably, I'm not saying absolutely. probably, and say, all right, let's build this first game around these. And
Let
just
me
like
be transparent about that, because we've already talked multiple times about what that would look like.
right.
Because we have had both Blockchain Heroes and Draco Dice succeed, and because Draco Dice are already gaming focused, we've come to the conclusion that what makes the most sense for creating a game, especially since we have Blockchain Heroes, Draco Dice for Series 1, is to focus the game on Series 1 Blockchain Heroes and Series 1 Blockchain Heroes Draco Dice together. And that is information that we've already proposed to multiple game studios. The game studios that we've spoken to have expressed interest in the IP and in Draco Dice, and they have successfully published multiple profitable games in the past.
It would be a shame to not include these assets as part of a game, whatever form that game would take. Initially we were talking a tower defense, but we're stepping back and everything is on the table. And we want to make sure
140 characters though, like Super Smash Bros kind of thing would be fucking
Right.
awesome. Mortal Kombat-y. That would be a lot of work, but it'd be
I have wet dreams about original fighting games with the characters that I've created. So
I don't want to hear about your wet dreams. I don't know if the audience does either.
Finish him.
I
Emilio
prefer dry
says, patience much appearing the longer we're in, vision grows with time. And that actually, I should have read that like Yoda. Patience much appearing the longer we are in, vision grows with time in. Emilio, very good point. Make you. Yes. Sonny says, have patience, find devs for game, take the time, flesh out. I think everybody is on the same page here. No need to rush.
it makes sense because there's not much for anybody to gain if they're looking for quick wins, because where's the demand's going to be for those ones?
Yeah, there's not a win. The concepts that we had in place, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus. I was about to throw somebody under the bus. Nobody on this team, but I was about to throw somebody under the bus, and that bus just went on by without anybody getting hit. Oh, good. Everybody's safe. Never mind. Other people in the space. You're good. Keep doing.
Anyway, the cross-platform into the metaverse. So typically that's referring to the 3D-ification of assets that become integrated into avatars. Is that what you're thinking of, Bitlord, or is that question more open? Because everything is going to be metaversized eventually. That doesn't mean every IP, but every kind of thing that could be inserted into the metaverse will be inserted into the metaverse.
I think one of the most impressive things that we managed to pull off with Retro Rebellion was the Unity packs. I mean, even though two of the partners technically were from within, Draco Dice and More Heroes, we brought together the biggest collection of collections on wax that have ever been in PAX. And this was an idea that I brought to, Tops a year ago, and it never got off the ground. And I've also brought this idea to wax, and they're like, we'd have to figure out how to do that. I said, I already did it. I know how to do it. Like, don't you guys think wax themselves should do a massive pack featuring as many collections from the chain?
Yeah, that'd be sweet, right?
As they want. That's what I told them. And so, but they don't really listen.
They don't really listen to their wax advisory council much.
No, they don't really even come to ask us for much, which is a shame also. We are eyeballing, other chains as well. We don't ever want to do a money grab. We always want to provide value wherever we're at, but we clearly, like everybody else, see how much money there is on Ethereum. And, as now the technology has evolved where we have a technology partner that can port wax NFTs to Binance Smart Chain or Ethereum, we have to take a look and go, is Ethereum ready for a Blockchain Heroes release? That's an open-ended question.
Well, there's 140 characters that we have. There could be a certain one of each one of them that could generate. I mean, shit. If you think about it, how much each one of them could go for, different ones. And I mean, my God, the Retro Rebellion songs and the mythics and the freaking those are so badass. Like that would be, I think it's like if we could take one, even one variant or something of each one that we've done and put it on there. It's like, it seems like there's something that could be done that would be cool.
A bar fight and a shark pond. It is. So let's just talk about this for a moment. And Bitlord, you bring up a great point there about Polygon. So before we're done, there's another topic that I want to cover that is Polygon centric that wasn't in my notes. So remind me when we circle back if I don't cover this other topic to say, hey, what about that other topic? How would you guys feel about us taking, existing blockchain heroes, say the best of, and doing some sort of sale on Ethereum that would just pick a few? Or do we do some sort of pack thing? Do we look at Immutable X like Gods Unchained has done to do packs?
Probably way better
just
on
don't know.
Polygon than on Ethereum, just because that L2 eliminates all the gas fees.
Well, that's what Immutable X is also. That's where Gary's doing book games, and they've got a pack system over there, and I've seen a couple others do packs.
Well, maybe the question is the community open for us having conversations with those blockchains? Like, let us talk to Immutable X. Let's talk to Polygon and see if there's something that we can come up with, because we've done stuff on other chains. We've done nothing on Ethereum. There's not one blockchain hero on Ethereum, is there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and that's where most of the people who buy NFTs are there.
Pint size was because that was on Don't Buy Me. That was the only one that was on Ethereum. I mean, we could. There's so many ideas that are just going through my mind right now. I'm having a hard time even trying to organize them. I'd need help. I've already written about how I can't keep being the main driving force behind moving the business part of blockchain heroes forward. Zach ideates these characters. Travis plays a role in creating our variations along with Jarek, but there's a lot on me to move this thing forward. I orchestrated all the Unity packs and all of the partners, and deal with all the technical, and it's big, and I can't do it on my own. So I need help, and I'm open. Thanks, CryptoPo. Appreciate that. I'm open to, doing a launch on another chain, but I don't feel like I can pull it off myself. We talked to Vivi, Sonny, before they got huge. We talked to Vivi, and they wanted some really high def renderings. Like the 3D stuff that we had done wasn't enough pixels, and we just didn't have the bandwidth to create that for them. And I honestly, I don't think that they would be interested at this point. I feel like they're dealing with the big IPs. I mean, they got Disney on there now,
right?
Mickey Mouse stuff.
We missed that moment. But we just didn't have the high res shit. They wanted it like super 4K.
This feedback can come from you guys at any time. By the way, it doesn't have to be now. This is stuff you could think about. You can ping me in the Hero Discord, and I'm open to just about anything. Anything can go on the table. One-off sales if we want to, or just certain heroes or certain variations, or a pack sale. I don't know how people feel about repackaging what's already been purchased. I don't want to, step on toes of people who are already collecting and say, well, we just bought those, but now they're over here too. That's why we've tried to vary, on ICP and Limpo, same heroes, but the variations are different. Vivi is not on chain yet. Allegedly, they will be soon with Immutable X. And what about Gala? They are broadening outside games. Everything's on the table. So noodle on it. And you guys can, you've got the community and Hero Discord, talk about it amongst yourselves. Maybe several of you want to come up with a plan and present it to us and say, what if we did this? And it can't just be a simple idea. It needs to be like, all right, if we do this, why do we do this? How do we package it? How do we sell it? Needs to be something that's packaged in a way that we can evaluate to go, is this a good idea that we can execute on or not? So maybe we need a Blockchain Heroes Commission, right? It's like
Council
the
of
bilateral
Elders.
Yes, the Blockchain Heroes. What would you call them, Zach? What would the council be called?
Oh, I'd have to keep thinking about that.
Ideate something super cool. Which plays into the other topic and can play into the other topic. That other topic, which I was reminded of as Bitlord said, Polygon, is the hero token. I really wanted hero to be this community token, and we ran into some big obstacles because of Ethereum, because essentially there was 3 ways to get hero. On roll, right, where we would give it away to you. You'd click a link and scan the QR code and you'd get 25 or 50 or 100 hero in your wallet. On Uniswap, which is Ethereum, so you got to pay gas fees to get this 3-cent token that you only need 50 of to get into the Discord. Or tips. Well, the way the bot was set up, only one of those would connect to your wallet. So people would be like, well, I've got all these tips. Well, that doesn't count. Well, I have to, but so I can go, I missed the giveaway. I can go buy them on Ethereum. Yep. You can pay $150 in gas for $10 in hero token. It just, the fit just wasn't there. And so what I thought was, well, what if we could make a portal to take hero from Ethereum to Wax and kind of do a reverse on it, where you get 100, instead of 10 million hero, which is what there is on Ethereum, there would be 1 billion on Wax. And now we'd have a token on Wax, and we could do sales just like, Hodl God sells stuff for Void. We could sell stuff for Wax. The developers could not get it to work. It was so frustrating and so infuriating. I finally had to fire them, and I had to put the idea away because it just wasn't coming together. So I had a call yesterday with Bradley Miles, one of the founders of Roll, and he says they're very aware of the gas issues, and they are now talking to Polygon and looking to move tokens that want to be on Polygon over to Polygon. So he's going to keep me posted. That still doesn't give us a use case, but it does provide us with something easier for people to access if they want to get token for whatever that use case is. In the meantime, as you've noticed, we've taken down the old Roll bots from the Hero HQ. Now we've got Honeycomb to connect your wallet, and the guys at a Bounty Block are coding a bot for us as we speak. And that bot will be able to identify how many Blockchain Heroes assets you have in your wallet and assign roles based on how big of a collector you are. So that to me seems like this is a natural fit, right? If you're a newbie, you get access to this general channel. And if you've got 5,000 cards like Craig, then you've got the super ultra mega hero title. But I still don't have a use case for the coin. And I won't until Roll gets his Polygon thing done and we can keep talking about it. And again, these are ideas that I'm happy to entertain as well.
I like the idea, Joel, of having a Wax hero token. That would also play into your ability when you create a game to utilize that in the game and reward people for owning cards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of where the ecosystem's going, and your biggest collectors are on Wax. I think some of these other people who come into the Discord from the chains like Enterpro and stuff, that it's been a mess, right? So the other chains are good, but the communities are very different, unfortunately.
Mhm.
So I think that would be an interesting idea, to be able to create a wax token. There are enough people who have done it at this point that you should be able to find someone who can create that.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I've already been through this, one time, and we got pretty far, and they could not get the damn thing to work. That, we connected the MetaMask wallet, and I moved my hero into it, and they just connected both wallets, your Ethereum and your Wax wallet, and they could not figure out the swap, and then they were slow and non-responsive, and so I finally,
Joel said, "You're fired. You're fired." Huge.
In the midst of all that, we're doing Retro Rebellion, so I was like, all right, this is all just too much. So if I still sound overwhelmed by it, it's because I am. I don't have a very clear direction. Everything we've done in the past up to Retro Rebellion, and including the set itself, we had very clear direction, but we're definitely at a turning point. Wax is great. We love it, and I pimp it like crazy to people, but I kind of see it as the Walmart of NFT chains. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just like, it's for everyone, right? Because anybody can go mint anything and sell it for a penny, and without paying gas. It's the easy way in. And I would love to see more big collections use that, but it's got this reputation now as being, the penny place, even though there's some NFTs that sell for tens of thousands of dollars, as both Zach and Travis can attest. Thank you, Splinterlands. It still is, it's seen as like, it's kind of seen as Walmart. And that makes us all people of Walmart. Some of us look like people.
Kind of dollar store. Everything's 99 cents.
Yeah.
I mean, if we go the Polygon route, you're looking at, things being on OpenSea. It's the hugest market and most exposure. And that, coupled with some kind of utility for it, will even be more attractive to people. That's kind of
when you're saying utility, you're saying game, right?
Whether it's staking, whether it's additional drops later on during whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it has several things of utility, people will be more interested, instead of just the art in that sense. Because that's where, from recent things that I've seen, that's what's happening. I was just with one place where they are actually, the drop is going to include an apartment in their metaverse, which that apartment will have a link to get into comedy clubs, and if you bought the NFT, you also will have lifetime access to their comedy clubs as well. So you've got several utilities happening at once in that sense. So
Travis, you can open up a comedy club, and you could be the guy every night telling the jokes. Be funny, Travis.
Can I sit down? I can sit down and do it though, right?
I'm the sit down comic. You're the stand up.
Well, you're the one who stands up at his desk all day. I'm the sit down at my desk all day.
I'm the sit down and shut up comic. That's
all right.
That's my comedy. Wow.
Telebomb.
Yeah. I'm just reading some more of your comments. Be cool if you could partner with an existing blockchain game for Blockchain Heroes assets. Yep, we have thought of that. So I don't know where to go from here.
NFTs? You do that. Everybody,
there you go. Those. There's your winner right there. Okay.
Blockchain Heroes NFTs.
Travis, I thought you were doing baboon. But
everyone laughed except Zach. Everybody's face laughed. Zach is like, do not put NFTs in Blockchain Heroes. I don't know.
Well, there are some.
Well, there are clothed. Some. That is true. That is true.
They're clothed, but there's some really nice ones in Blockchain Heroes.
I just say, man, like I think we've been on this journey with you. I know I have, like, since we started, and and you guys started getting in NFTs and figuring it out, and releasing the first blockchain heroes. That's probably my first NFT I ever bought, I believe, and we've been on this journey together trying to figure it out. It's been a lot of weight on you guys' shoulder, but we're here to figure it out with you. It's this space is crazy, and we're all trying to figure it out, and it's a mess. Like,
That's awesome. And we appreciate
But
that, man. Plus, look at you now, though.
appreciate
You
it.
got Seinfeld's house. You got Adam up there. He's got his own private jet.
Hey,
You guys
listen, I
are
appreciate
killing it.
what you guys have done and where we've gotten. I mean, you guys have, definitely opened my eyes to a bunch of things and sent me down a rabbit hole, and, cost me a lot of money, but I enjoy it.
It cost me a lot of money. You bastards cost me so much money. I can't even.
Yeah, but I love it, man. You guys do a great job, and I love listening to you guys, and it's great, man. So wherever we go from here, man, I'm cool with it.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that. And, I just want to make sure that whatever I'm involved in, that I'm all in, and that this is like that there's a clear path that we're excited about and that collectors would be excited about. And I don't see people having stolen anything we've done. We all stand on the shoulders of giants, right? Everybody does. And if we've been inspired by others, and if we inspire others, then that's great. Like, let's all build this together. We don't own the chain, and we didn't build atomic assets. We're grateful that those guys did. And here we are now, a year and a half later, and look how much it's grown. It's amazing. So I think what I want to do is I'm going to end the YouTube first. So thanks